Hi, folks. Yes, sir. Okay, today I'm wearing my Pisa hat, right?
Correct.
And then where is Pisa? Oh, sorry. I
Italy.
didn't mean that.
Mention that Pisa is in Italy, and they're all.
And what's wrong with the tower?
Well, the tower, for some reason, it must have been somebody like you
It's on
as a
weakened
construction
ship.
individual.
Are you insinuating that Israel built the tower? Is that
I
what
won't
you're
be
talking
surprised.
about?
They probably had too much wine, after all.
Mogan David, baby.
Yes. Mogan.
We're starting off well this episode.
Manischewitz. Okay, so it's tilting because it's with the ground.
The ground, yes.
Did they get who did they get surveyed?
Well, there wasn't the question survey. It was fine until they built it because it was so heavy that they realized that the ground was soft underneath. So they had to repair, and when they did repair, it's still standing because people all over the world know when they go to Pisa, they can see the Pisa.
Was the person who did it soft?
Yeah, he probably was.
Probably
soft.
was too. Okay. Yeah. All right, so we have a guest
La
today.
Torre de Pisa.
Okay, Gino, thank you. We have a guest today. Oh, by the way, the timer is not running in there. Did you
That's
check?
okay. I know what
Okay,
time it
she's
is.
got it. We're all correct. Did you? So you want to introduce? What's your name again, Maura?
Okay, her name is Maura Flynn.
Why don't you give it the Italian?
I
version?
was able to meet her at September 30, and in Maynard they had an Oktoberfest.
Wait a minute, Maynard, Mass, because
Maynard, Mass.
The people in Europe want to know where this is.
Yeah, Maynard, Mass. Yes. So
we have watchers that far away.
I was approaching table, and all of a sudden she was kind enough to give me a pencil, and I got stuck
When
with a
did she
pencil.
stick you with it?
And I said, "What's that?" And she said, "I don't use pencil." I said, "But you don't know what the pencil is for." So she told me the story. Go ahead, tell me the story.
Okay, so our foundation, I'm going to tell you a little
Excuse
bit
me.
more about.
Who is our foundation?
Okay, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about
Don't
our
stick that in
foundation.
me, please.
Okay, I work with the Children's Melanoma Prevention Foundation, and we are a nonprofit. And what we do is we go into schools and we do community events and everything, and our whole goal is to prevent skin cancer. Our mission is to prevent skin cancer one child at a time. So this is why it's the Children's Melanoma Prevention Foundation, but because it says children, people think that's all we do. But remember that we educate people, not only children, but those who care for children. So it's real important that everybody learns
How old are they
about
when
it.
you start this?
What's that?
Okay, good. Thank you. How old are they when you start? I mean, you go to school. What grade?
Okay, so what our program is we have a curriculum, and it's actually written to the Massachusetts framework, the standards for Massachusetts, which means that it's good for the whole country, actually. The curriculum is written for grades K through 12, so it's all, we teach age-appropriate sun protection and skin cancer prevention. And
Do they know what melanoma is?
we teach them. We start with the little children. We just talk about the sun, and we teach them how to protect themselves from the sun.
Right.
We don't get into the whole skin cancer facts, but there are some facts that I'd like to let you know about skin cancer. And this is important for everybody to know that.
Oh, I've had that already.
That what? You've had it
I'm not
already.
as beautiful as I
Well,
used to be.
Skin cancer is the #1 cancer in the United States, and 1 in 5 people who are 70 or older have the disease.
I didn't wait.
Well,
Got right in there.
It's getting younger.
Got my green stamps and everything.
We're getting a whole lot younger. So according to the American Cancer Society, the melanoma incidence is expected to increase 14% in 2000. This was in 2017. It will decrease from 13% of people to 11%. So this is a good thing because of the education that we're providing.
Well, don't go into a tanning parlor for one thing.
That's one of our.
Don't lie down on the beach.
We did. We do a lot of advocacy through the legislature as well, and we were fortunate to push through the tanning ban in Massachusetts. Previously, anybody could go to a tanning bed if they were over 14 and had a parent's permission. So 2 years ago, in 2016, we advocated, and this has been on the books for 10 years, trying to get it through the legislature. And we were successful in 2016 to get it through so that nobody under 18 can use a tanning bed and nobody under 18 can operate a tanning bed. So this is it's a really good step forward. A lot of the states have passed this law. It's on a state-by-state basis. We don't have a federal law that covers tanning beds. So that was a big success for us.
Can a person buy a tanning bed if they were
They
stupid
do
enough?
they do have. Unfortunately,
Did I say if they were stupid enough?
they are.
All right.
But it's true that people do have personal tanning beds in their homes.
What, are they nuts?
Yeah.
Does it come with an oncologist or what?
It should, but this is why we're trying to educate people, because people don't understand this. You know, melanoma in children, even though it's uncommon, it's increased 2% over the last 30 years. And 1 person dies from skin cancer every hour in the United States.
Now there are 3 types, though, of skin cancer.
There are
Basal
3
cell,
types. Yes.
then there's what, squamous or squamous?
Squamous, yes.
Then there's the melanoma.
Melanoma.
If you're going to get it, I'd vote for the basal cell.
I would too.
Yes.
Basal cell, and this is probably why people think that basal, you know, when you hear people say, oh, it's only skin cancer, many of them are
It's
thinking
worse than
about
that.
basal cells, because those are very easily cured.
Yeah, they're very slow and they don't go, they go
You've
down.
been
but they
to a
don't
dermatologist,
really, yes,
haven't
I told
you?
you not as beautiful as I was. Over here,
Yeah.
and over here, and not to mention here.
There you go.
There you go. My mother would say, go out and play, Eddie. It's good for you, the
Go
sun.
get some color. So basal
Jeez.
cells grow very, very slowly. However, if they're neglected, they can cause a lot of local damage.
They go down, right?
They can go down, they can invade the nerves, and they can invade the muscle and the bones. Now, I've worked in dermatology surgery. This was my specialty.
You look like you like a knife. She keeps asking for butter.
I love it. So I worked in dermatology surgery for several years. So I'm not going to tell you how many, but I started in 1989. Okay.
Where'd you work?
I worked at Massachusetts General
Of
Hospital.
course. Didn't everybody work there?
I think so. Beth Israel Hospital and Leahy Clinic. And I worked with one of the foremost skin cancer surgeons in the world. She is the president now of the American Academy of Dermatology. Her name is Suzanne Albrecht.
What are you getting, a patient or something?
Yeah, I'm
Do we get
putting
Gino?
in a plug for her.
He's giving a nice name.
Gino, do we get cash for this?
No, you're lucky if you get a thank you.
And so I was very inspired, having worked in dermatology, and this is how I got involved with this foundation. Mary Ellen McGuire Eisen is our executive director. She started this foundation 15 years ago, and basically after she found out that her mother had a melanoma that had gone undiagnosed by a few people, and she realized that more education was needed. So Mary Ellen and I have been colleagues since 1990. We both were members of the Dermatology Nurses Association, which is a national association. And this is how I met Mary Ellen. And we work closely with the Dermatology Nurses Association as a partner in prevention with our foundation.
Do you know any of the doctors outside of what ones you
I know
named?
quite a few doctors.
What about Emerson?
I know some doctors at
Dubois?
Emerson. I don't know him.
Didn't he work at, they're associated with Mass General, Emerson.
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
Don't you tell me. I know. What's it called?
I know the director of dermatology there,
What are you doing?
Eileen Day.
Huh? DeBakey. DeBakey, isn't it?
Oh,
Yeah, but he's,
DeBakey, that's where Suzanne Albrecht did her medical training.
No.
With Dr. DeBakey in Texas, actually.
Really?
Yes, exactly.
must have a different name in
I
what's in
believe
the
Eileen
Emerson.
Dagnan is the medical director of dermatology at Emerson Hospital. She works in Concord. And I worked with Eileen when she was a resident. I worked with a lot of
It's a
residents.
good thing she works in Concord, because that's at Emerson, because that's where it is.
Yeah, I
You
know.
what I mean? She's been sitting in Concord, New Hampshire for months, and what's going on?
Yeah, no, it was really great over those years working in dermatology, meeting all the residents, and when I go to a national meeting and seeing where all of these doctors are now, and many of them are chairs of their departments, and they've really come a long way. We have had some really, really brilliant doctors graduating from the program that was Harvard University combined program that they would do the dermatology residence.
I went to the Harvard University of the Proletariat, City College of New York. All
Oh,
right?
there you go.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. Way back when, you know, when they did coal burning stoves and everything.
So of course I had this whole script written out, but it's all gone by the wayside now. But that's okay.
That's no problem.
As
We
long
don't
as we
bother
get
with
our
script.
story across, this
Oh,
is
yeah.
the most important thing. So, yes, so tanning beds are terrible. Anybody that goes into a tanning bed anybody that goes into a tanning bed before they're 35 has a 75% higher risk of developing melanoma later
right.
on in
Let's
life.
give them a hand for
Yeah. So
Why don't they just go run in front of a car and get it over with?
right.
Yeah, I use
so-
the tanning bed a lot between the ages of like 15 and 18. So
And you look lovely.
I look great.
You
yeah.
look
Well,
great.
and it's really important. And a lot of us did some bad things younger, you
Yeah.
know, before
look
we
at
know
me.
better. But you know, it's the whole idea is changing your ways and
Yeah.
you know.
You know what I
learning.
like about most of these young girls? They look. By they're 25, the skin looks like shoe leather. Isn't
Well,
it wonderful?
This is what happens. People don't realize there are several. You know, there were 3 UV rays. There were
No, really?
yes,
Oh, sorry.
ultraviolet rays, ultraviolet A, B, and C. Now C doesn't make it through the ozone layer, but the ultraviolet B rays are the ones that burn you. B for burning. UVA rays, ultraviolet A, we call them the aging rays. These are the ones that destroy the collagen in your skin.
Why is she looking at me when she says aging?
Well, because yours gone.
She'll look at you, bucko.
Well,
Christ.
they destroy the collagen in your skin. So what
I
happens
went to
is
college, yes. That's what I was doing.
your skin loses elasticity,
Oh,
and this is
you
what
kidding
gives
me?
it
I
that.
got so much elastic. Kidding me? I bounced
Does it
right
snap
back.
back like a rubber band?
I snapped right back.
The B rays. I hope you're getting the message through this all.
No, they're paying attention because it's
Oh yeah,
We
that's
make it
because,
fun.
Yeah,
We make it fun. Now
not of the subject.
Right. The B rays are the burning rays, but also what the B rays do, and this is really important. This is why sunburns are linked to melanoma, because the B rays affect the DNA in your skin. Okay, it disrupts the DNA, and there's part of the DNA which is called the tumor suppressor gene. Now, the tumor suppressor gene is
That's not
sort of
good.
like puts on the brakes when skin cancer cells start to overgrow.
Right.
If the tumor suppressor gene has been disrupted, it's not going to have the ability to stop the tumor from progressing. So sunburns, especially sunburns as a child, severe blistering sunburns as a child, will put somebody at a much higher risk later on in life because that DNA has been destroyed.
Well,
Now,
we used to play in New York City. We was out in the sun playing softball. What are we going to do? Still hubcaps all day? You know, it gets tiring. Hot day, go out there. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Dog had to have to lift up his leg on something, right? Jeez.
So we're trying to get the message across that people should be sun aware. And that is our acronym, sun aware. We have trademarked this acronym, and it is in this little sheet of paper. I don't know if you can zoom into
Can
this.
you zoom into that?
Okay, so this is to be sun
I'm gonna hold it in
aware.
front of my face because
Okay, so each letter represents one of the little steps that you can take to be protected from the sun. This is one of the handouts that we give in the schools for the children to bring home in their backpacks. And, you know, we've got some illustrations there. But we talk about how people should be not only
Okay.
avoiding the sun.
Well, also, a stupid thing is when it's, high cloudiness, they think that, well, I can just stay here all day. Wrong-o.
Ultraviolet rays go
Comes
through
through.
the clouds.
Or when it's
Ultraviolet-
cloudy bright,
Yeah, anytime. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize about ultraviolet rays is that they go through the windows too.
wow.
Unless you have a UV filter in your window, the ultraviolet A rays will pass through windows. So when people get into a car, the windshield has some UV protection,
right?
but the side windows do not. So this is why we recommend people put on their sunscreen every single morning to make sure that you're protected from the incidental rays. And those rays are out there year round.
Yeah,
So,
but the sun's the angle is so far down and
well,
winter.
there's an awful lot, when do you suppose the sun is the strongest? When are the sun's rays the strongest?
In the summer, I would hope.
Well, Actually, June 21st is the summer solstice.
Start with me. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
June
well, roughly
21st.
the 21st.
So what happens is it's not the heat of the sun. A lot of people think that they only get sunburns when the sun is hot or when it's warm out. And this is why we do things in the winter as well. It's the intensity of the rays. The closer the sun is to the earth, the more intense the rays are going to be.
Wait a minute. There's a problem here. Being a urologist, when the northern hemisphere is having summer, the Earth is actually farther away from the sun. But the important thing is the tilt. You get summer when you're having a
degree,
tilt.
yes.
To start with me.
The tilt of the Earth.
Right. That's how you get the seasons.
Right, exactly. And the rotation, you get the day and night, and you get the seasons.
Right.
So all of these geographical, ecological things all affect the sun's intensity.
Cursing again?
On June 21st, the sun's intensity is strongest in the northern hemisphere,
Weakest in the south.
weakest in the south. It's just the
And then
opposite.
vice versa, as Bugs
That's
Bunny would
right,
have said.
just the opposite.
Yeah.
People don't realize, I'll go into a classroom and I'll ask people, when do you think you're going to get a worse sunburn, in May or in August? Invariably, people say August because it's hotter. But the truth of the matter is, May has more sun intensity than it does in August. The further you get away from June 21st, the weaker the sun's rays become.
Yeah, but it hangs at that high point, close to that high point for about maybe 6 weeks afterwards.
Right, and so...
If you don't see the darkness, you know.
Oh, yeah. But this is why we use UV monitoring. It's really important to pay attention to the UV index.
Yeah, they give that.
That they give
They
on the
don't
weather.
explain what it is, but they
No,
give
they
it. Yeah,
don't.
that's
And
UV is 92.
I'll explain what the UV
Wait a minute,
index
time
is.
out here. How much time we got left?
10.
Okay.
We got 10 minutes left.
All right, 10 minutes.
Go ahead, but
So-
you can't have all 10.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, I'm
6
going
and
to
a
show.
half, no.
I'm going to show some things about our
Why are
foundation.
you making
then.
my knee hurt? What's going on here? Go ahead.
Okay, so
We're gonna get
I
to
just want to let you know, if
That
you
doesn't
go
matter.
on to our website, which is
read it.
melanomaprevention.org, okay, it's on our
Say it
things.
again, slowly.
www.melanomaprevention.org. We have tons and tons of resources there. You can learn all about our foundation. We do all of this teaching that we do it for free. We go out, we never ask a fee for any
get
of the
funding?
education. We live on donations. We survive by
But
donations.
do any utilities give you anything, or businesses?
We do have partners who have given us some grants. We have some banks. On our website, you'll see all the donors.
How about the
who have-
Boston Red Sox, huh?
No, not yet. We haven't gotten them
Oakland
yet.
Raiders, maybe? No, okay. New York
We're
Mets?
still trying.
No, yeah,
We're still
no.
working.
Well, you tell those guys to come to the thing and
All right.
cough it up, buddy.
All right. So these are some of the books that we have on our website.
May I see this? I'll tell you.
Sure.
It's Wise Heart Saves the Dawn.
And that
Okay,
was
good.
written by Mary Ellen McGuire Eisen, our executive director. These are all little educational books. They're fun, that kids can read. Every single one of our books are available on our website for a free download. This one here has What Are These Spots on My Skin? It's really great for kids to learn about where their moles are, and they can go to we have downloadable maps where they can draw little dots where their moles might be.
But a lot
Now,
of moles are not necessarily bad, though.
well, they're not necessarily
but
bad,
aren't ones that have hair growing out of them
but
better?
they have to
No
be
good.
watched. Now
I
we're
know,
gonna
yeah.
now we started with the pencil. Now we're gonna go
Stop
back
with
to
the
the pencil. On our pencils, it says, "Remember, moles should be smaller than an eraser head." So this is why we give them out. We tell the children, if you have moles, put this little eraser over it. If you don't see the mole outside the eraser, that means it's usually a normal mole.
Oh.
We have, so this is, just one little hands-on way. The other thing is telling people about the A, B, C, D, E's of melanoma, which is really important. And those can be found on our website as well. We have lots of videos on our website. We have outdoor little brochures that we hand out, little bookmarks that we do at our areas, that we go into
It's like they're
the
being
health
held up.
fairs.
Somebody holding them up at this point? They all have their hands up like that.
Oh, yeah, they're having fun.
Oh, is that what they're
Have
having?
fun in the
I'm
sun,
having fun, officer.
But be safe. And in the back, it has the Son Aware
Yeah.
acronym, and it has little places where people forget to look when they check their skin for moles. They're on that. We also have a brochure for babies. New mothers don't realize all the, babies are born with great skin, and we want to keep it that way. Men over 50 are the highest
What are you
group.
looking at me for?
We have men over 50 have the highest incidence of melanoma.
Oh,
and
sure.
very often it shows up on your back. So we have these posters that say, watch your back, and if you can't, find somebody who can. It really, really
That's
important.
why I had a dog.
All of these things are tremendously important, and I really recommend that you go onto our website and check us out. We love to do what we do. It costs us about $2 for every child that we educate, and we've educated about 100,000 children in Massachusetts so far.
Tell
Ah.
the website
Huh?
again
What?
slowly.
www.melanoma.org is our website, and we would love to have you join us. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. We have a Facebook page, and we'd be really appreciative if you do that. And thank you for having me
No,
on.
stop sucking up to me, will you please? It's disgusting.
Well,
Let's give her a hand.
This is
All right,
Thank
all
you.
right. Now get out. All right, all right, all right. Excellent. Very, very important. Oh, wait a minute. Did I fumble something? There's little Joey looking out the window.
We can just do today.
No, what do you mean just today? I
got 5 minutes left.
Just pick something. What?
Fine.
You keep it up, we got 5, don't we? You sure? That says 5:30.
Says 5.
You're in the way of the...
So today's date in history.
what is
course.
today?
Today is October 4th.
Thank you. Pick it up.
1777, the American Revolutionary War. Troops under George Washington are repelled by British troops under William Howe at Germantown, Pennsylvania.
What are you looking at me for? We didn't do well.
I know that.
Give me one of these.
1876, the Agricultural and Mechanical College of Texas opens as the first public college in Texas.
That's Texas A&M.
Texas A&M. In 1883, it was the first run of the
Aggies.
Orient Express train left Paris for Romania.
And it never made it, right?
No, it did,
Oh,
I
they
think.
stopped for dinner.
Yeah. And a murder.
Well, that was with, I guess, a Christie.
1918, World War I, an explosion kills more than 100 people and destroys a shell loading plant in New Jersey.
What year?
1918.
I don't remember.
In 1927, Borglum begins sculpting Mount Rushmore.
Borgland?
Borglum,
That the guy who did it?
yes. Pope Paul VI, sixth, begins first papal visits to the Americas in 1965.
I was watching the Beatles, I'm sorry.
Let's see.
Synagogue didn't. they didn't come in.
1997, the second largest cash robbery in the United States history occurs in North Carolina. Loomis Fargo Company, and it was for $17.3 million.
Did you ever get the money back?
I didn't read that far.
Thank you for it. All right. May I take over for a
You
moment?
may take
All
over.
right, now we have here. I'm going to do here. 1780. You're making me nervous. Stop it. In 1789, the United States Bill of Rights is sent to the various states for ratification. When they send it back? 1922 or something? You want to take time on that. All right. 1835, Texas Revolution. Mexican troops attempt to disarm the people of Gonzales. Wasn't there a Gonzales on the red side? Yeah.
Yeah.
But encounter
bit of money.
stiff resistance from a hastily assembled militia. We don't care about that. No, we don't.
It was important.
No, I'm not. I don't care about this. All right, 1944. Here's a big one. World War II. German troops end the Warsaw Uprising, better known as the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. I believe it went on for 60 days. I don't know how the heck they held out that long. And we want to thank everybody for helping too, right? In 67, Thurgood Marshall was sworn in as the first American justice of the United States Supreme Court. What?
African American justice.
Oh, did I say first?
You said American.
That
Well,
was
you know,
John Jay.
we had people. Sorry, let me read that. I flunked reading.
Apparently.
Maybe I read it better this way.
You want me to hold it out here for
No,
you?
I got my glasses on. All right, that's why I can't read it. Okay. Okay, 1996. The Electronic Freedom of Information Act amendments are signed by the U.S. President Billy Boy Clinton. All right. Hey, Billy. You must have taken time out from horsing around there. All right, Billy. Okay, then in 2002, the Beltway Snapper? The Beltway...
Sniper.
That's swooping
Easy,
again.
take it easy.
The,
Go
the
slow.
Beltway sniper attacks begin, extending over 3 weeks. That was in Washington, D.C.,
Yes.
Maryland. And there's some
Terrifying
kid,
time. I actually remember that.
wasn't there some kid with him?
Yeah, a 17-year-old kid and a 40-year-old man.
What are you insinuating?
Not a thing.
All right. 1890. This is October 1st. That's Brooklyn. What time we got left? I have my glasses.
1:48.
Thank you. 1890. Yosemite National Park is, or as they say around here, PAC,
Pack.
is established by the U.S. Congress, which is better known as the Do-Nothing Congress nowadays. All right. I don't like your shirt. Well, let's have a fight over it. I don't like your shirt. All right. 1891, Stanford University opens its doors in California. Nobody came in, but they opened them. All right. Couldn't find the key before that. Jeez. 1939, World War II. This is amazing. After a 1-month siege, German troops occupy Warsaw. How did it take so long?
You were a little slow on the uptake.
It was tanks against horses.
Unbelievable.
How did it? My God. And of course, everybody helped. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, look at that. And here's one that you like, right? In 1946, Mensa International was founded. Let's give you a hand. All right. Jesus.
You missed the other one.
What? What time
Two
you
above
got?
that. 45.
45 seconds to go. All right. Which one?
There.
Don't you yell at me. Oh, 1946,
Easy.
Nazi leaders are sentenced at the Nuremberg trials. They made a movie.
They did.
Yes.
What was it called? Something at Nuremberg? Is that what it was called?
Nuremberg
That's a
trial.
catchy name. Yeah. And only one of them admitted that
He did the wrong
he
thing.
did the
15.
wrong thing.
Yeah.
What?
15.
All right. So we want to thank your. What's your name again, Maura? Maura. Thank Maura Flynn from Flynn, and Flynn. You call up Flynn speaking, and you did a great job.
Thank you
Don't
very
touch
much.
Me. All right. I want to thank Gino for sitting there quietly. Nikki. All right. We'll see you again in 2 weeks. For our Latin American viewers, or to the Bronx, one of the two.
Ed Sullivan is dead, but Cohen isn't. And when it comes to weather, Cohen's smart. As New York as you get, his money's on the Mets, which goes to show that Ed's a Joe who always bets his heart. You'll hear a slick review or two from Nicky. And Cantor Something Berg will sing some song. There's weather news and shtick, enough to make you sick. You'll be glad you came along.